It is that fateful time once again. We're a week into the spring tournament in Osaka, and my beloved Big Papa, Papayasu Takayasu, has found his way into a title chase. But for me, this is normally a recipe for disaster because Takayasu has never hoisted the Emperor's Cup before. And in fact, when he got his 8th runner-up in Osaka last year, he actually passed Goeido for most Jun Yusho runner-ups from a non-Yokozuna in the modern era, so that's exciting. Takayasu has had a couple truly monster years in his career, so it's hard to say what the most gut-punching one was. 2017 is probably out because after opening the year with 11, 12, and 11 wins and locking in a different special prize for each tournament, he made it to Ozeki, so definitely a high point. But then in 2018, that's where things start to get a little rough. The year began with tragedy as he not once but thrice finished 12-3 runner-up and even tossed in an 11-win Basho for good measure, but, still no Yusho. Despite missing one Basho for injury, he put up the kind of numbers as a new Ozeki in 2018 that in 2024 probably would have had people murmuring about a Yokozuna promotion. Again, if he had managed to win any of those Basho. But the big year for me was 2022. By this point, Big Papa had lost his Ozeki rank due to injuries at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, so the writing was on the wall and it was clear we were entering the twilight of his career. Then 2022 happened. He had to sit out January due to COVID restrictions, but stormed into Osaka with a 12-3 record, only to lose in a playoff to Wakataka Kage. May was dreadful, and July he had to sit out again for COVID restrictions, but in September he was once again on the precipice of his first Yusho on the final day of the tournament. The Iron Man Tamawashi had 12 wins, Big Papa had 11. With a win, Papa could force a playoff just like Wakataka Kage did to him in Osaka and hopefully exorcise the demons of that loss and every other run-up loss before it. But it was not to be. Career rank and Viler Tamawashi powered through Big Papa to cement yet another runner-up for Takayasu and actually the second Yusho of Tamawashi's career, which is also just kind of a bummer to put it that way. Surely this meant another hangover a la May, but no! Papa stormed out of the gates in November with a 7-1 record, determined to finally hoist the Emperor's Cup in the dying embers of 2022. And then, 3-way playoff, a loss to Abi in regulation of day 15, and a loss again in the playoff, complete with what looked like a concussion to rub salt in the wound. And so 2022, the year of surprise Yusho winners where Mitakeumi, Wakataka Kage, Ichinojo, Tamawashi, and Abi all got championships, passed by without Takayasu's name on the list. So, if you're keeping track at home and see that halfway through a Basho, Takayasu is tied with Ozeki Onosato, who has hoisted the Emperor's Cup not once but twice in his young career, it's kind of hard to get too excited, and yet here I am! Enter Dusty Rhodes. I don't know if you follow wrestling at all, but Dusty Rhodes was one of the all-time greats in old school wrestling. Not because of his wins, but actually because of his losses. Like, Dusty's character was known as the Everyman. He wasn't a brightly colored peacock like the Ultimate Warrior, he wasn't a steroid-filled balloon like Randy Savage, and he wasn't even a physical specimen and giant like Andre. He had a big portly belly, a career-battered face, and when he got on the mic, everybody listened. Dusty made you feel like you were in the ring fighting with him every time. So anytime he was denied the title, fairly or unfairly, you felt for him and it just made you double down for the next run. Because what wrestling knew is the chase is what really mattered, especially in Dusty's case. And that's exactly where I am with Takayasu. He's battered, he's beaten, he's tired, and he's closer to the end than the beginning. But you know what? Halfway through, we're back in Osaka, he's still in the mix. Probably won't happen. But what if it does? Don't you want to be in there, in the ring with Big Papa for when he finally hoists the cup? Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the tournament.